cut the crap, the crap, the crap.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
John Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew Bennett.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Three dudes talking about whatever the hell they want. It's narcissistic.
Check it out.
Remember, there's nothing wrong with being self-absorbed. It's Beaver Kool-Aid with Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew.
Well, I wanted to start off today by talking about, briefly, the garage sale. You know, you guys kind of gave me some tips for over the weekend, and made a little bit of money. But the one thing that I did want to share with you is kind of the common element of the people who shop at garage sales. I didn't realize there was kind of a common element. I thought there'd be all walks of life, but it seemed to be kind of a same type of individual. And one guy who stood over there at the table, I don't know, a good 30 minutes, finally got up the nerve, I guess, or maybe didn't have to have the nerve, and said, "Hey, do you mind if I use your bathroom?" And I was like, "Okay, sure, no problem." So next thing I know, I walk inside because the girls are upstairs playing. I want to didn't have a stranger in the house, but he was in there a good 10 minutes. Come to realize he took a shit in the bathroom. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I just would not. I wouldn't even go to your house and take a shit. First of all, I mean, I'm a little bit more private. This guy had no problem. Went right in, dropped it, and went back out, bought a few items, and left. So at least he bought something.
Well, it was a garage sale. You should have charged him to get in there. I said, yeah, it's 25 cents.
Leave a quarter on the toilet.
And, yeah, I mean, why is there this? I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do in the appropriate room, is he not?
Well, that's true. But I mean, that was one tip you guys didn't warn me about. I didn't realize I was going to have people coming by to use the restroom.
I've never had anybody step into my house from a garage sale.
Drew,
but I mean, the Lloyd Manor, he was probably there to case the place. I thought you were going to tell me, he said, can I use your bathroom? Next thing you know, he's stepping out with your wife and they're toweling off.
Yeah, well, that could have happened too, so.
Yeah, I know, because of, unemployed Lloyd.
Yep, there he is. My husband's out there with a garage sale, and I'm just going to hang out with this guy here, so.
Yeah, because he has a job.
He's able to afford to buy stuff at a garage sale, unlike you.
I told you, I think that this ought to be something that's a part of Beaver Kool-Aid. I think at every show, someone should emerge from your bathroom after signing the wall.
Drew, you want to be first to sign the wall of shame in there?
I'm not one. You know what? I don't go to those. I don't go anywhere else. I don't go to a friend's house. I poop at home. I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. I've never been one of those community shitters, man. It just, I remember, I don't know where I was at in North Carolina in college one time. I had to go pee really bad, pulled over to a rest stop, which that was a big mistake in its first place. And then I walk in there, there's no walls up. It's just these two truckers sitting beside each other. They're taking a shit, having a conversation. I'm just like, how can you be that comfortable with yourself to just sit there on the john and talk with your buddy?
Because they've been in prison. At some point you got to, just step up your game a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys, it's, not a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Even at the radio station, I'd run down a couple of floors. I wouldn't even use the radio station bathroom, man.
Yeah, we talked about this on another show. You guys got some fecal phobia going on. I don't know what the hell it is, but
fecal phobia. I have no fecal phobia. I just don't believe that you should take a shit at work. I think that's ridiculous.
So this is back to the being a morals issue. Is that what it is?
I don't know, when somebody's sitting there on the john or talking on the phone or yelling at you or telling you some bit they did on the morning show that day. I'm just like, I don't want to hear this right now. Just finish up.
Yeah, the people that are like, hey, come and talk to me.
Yeah, but I mean, aside from the communication problem, I mean, you're in an enclosed space and you're just doing what you need to do. Where's the problem there?
It's just uncomfortable, man. I just don't need to have a conversation with someone sitting on the john taking a dump.
Yeah, but this is like a sort of stage fright or something.
Look, man, even when my dog goes out in the yard, I kind of give him a few quiet minutes. I don't go over there and pet him on the head or talk to him or try to make him shake or anything. I let him do his business kind of in his own privacy,
I understand privacy.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking that, but a guy needed to use your bathroom. He probably really needed to use your bathroom. And he
probably did.
use your bathroom.
And the house.
Look, man, you don't go to some guy's garage sale and take a dump in his
I'm
house.
serious, man.
Well, where are you supposed to go? I mean, for a minute there, Lloyd was operating a business, and a business has restrooms.
Then go to the Denny's or something down
So
the
a
street.
Saturday morning, in fact, Lloyd could have been an enterprising guy and gotten a porta-john and put it out there for, and charge people to use the porta-john. In fact, you probably should have charged people to use your bathroom, and you probably could have made $4 or $5 off of that.
You're right. But then we'd go right back to a previous show where there'd be porta potty sex going on here in the driveway, and then all the neighbors would get pissed off at me, and then that's a whole nother ball of twine right there.
Yeah, well, that'd be
he does live in Circle C, John. So his toilet's probably 14 karat gold.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure he had some gold flakes on his ass when he walked out of the garage sale today.
He didn't give you a price for the toilet. Let's see, or ask if they were for sale.
I would have probably sold it.
You sit down on the L.A. Lloyd throne, and once you get all squirted and dried and everything else that goes on there.
I give you 17 for it. Looks pretty used to me.
You don't want it anymore after that turd I just left in there was in there,
Did you do well? Did you do well at the garage sale?
Yeah, I did all right. I mean, I don't know what's considered well. I mean, we did, over 100, over 200. So, it was all right. And got rid of some stuff that, has been sitting in my garage for years, like some floor speakers. I mean, I don't know who would buy this stuff, but somebody did, man. I was like,
yeah, you did.
$10 and you can have it. Yeah, I did. I bought it new. I probably paid $110 when I paid for him new. He got it for $10.
Was find your doppelganger, and you could sell everything in your garage.
Yeah, right.
That's all you need. I think what you should have done is, this is a community garage sale, is go around to your neighbors' houses at about 6:30, grabbed up their crap and taken it back to your place.
Well, I did have one of my neighbors who asked me, was I selling a lawnmower? She said because some guy was banging on her door at 6:30 in the morning saying, hey, I heard somebody on this cul-de-sac selling a lawnmower, wouldn't go away. And I was like, and you were right, man. I mean, we were out there about 7 o'clock. It was a frenzy. And noon.
At 7 o'clock, it was a frenzy?
Oh, my God. It was like we had about 14 or 15 cars. It was almost like accidents going on at the cul-de-sac. I mean, it was crazy. But the good thing about it is you don't have to sit there and talk to them because they'll come. They're there for like a minute. They don't have what they want. They're on to the next house. So it's not like you have to sit there and gab with them. So. But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was a frenzy.
Because if you live in a good neighborhood, people know that. So they say, okay, it's a community garage sale in a pretty nice neighborhood. There should be some good stuff.
Yeah.
So they're there for it.
Yeah.
Who puts on a 100 house community garage? How do you even organize that?
I don't know.
What super soccer mom hooked that up for you?
I don't know, man. It's something they do once a year here. So we've never done it, and my wife was like, "Get in the garage and get some shit out there and sell it." So that's what I did.
This is my garage sale hat.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Well, I sent you guys an email last night. I happened to see this while I was just kind of chilling out a little bit, and it was from Forbes magazine, and it just started talking about all of the dead celebrities that now their estates are starting to talk about with the success of Tupac at Coachella. That this is going to create a whole big. A whole new thing there. So I told you guys there was going to be an Elvis and a Marilyn Monroe. And even, of course, here it is, the big one. The Jackson brothers are talking about doing a reunion tour next year to bring back the King of Pop. I mean, this is already documented in Forbes magazine. So I told you that was going to open a big old can of worms. So,
well, it's like I said. I mean, you already got lip syncing artists. Now you're not even going to have the real artist. It's going to be utilizing the same technology that Disney does to bring the presidents back to life.
Let's just say
so-and-so is in concert. I mean, it's just, why?
Let's just say, God forbid, that Gene Simmons had a heart attack today, Drew. And Paul Stanley wanted to carry on Kiss, for a few more years. Like they haven't carried it long enough anyway. But they've got Gene over there, spitting out virtual blood on the corner of the stage over there. I mean, would you go pay to see Kiss, with Gene as a hologram?
I guess. To be honest, I probably would.
Well, yeah,
I would probably go. Yeah, I'd go see the fucking Beatles. I'd go see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go see that. Who wouldn't? I mean, you can sit and talk shit on it if you want to, but I would go see it. I really would.
Drew, you dropped acid at 15. You go out to see a finger paint. Okay, I want to see real people.
How about Hendrix? Though, wouldn't you want to go see Jimi Hendrix, or maybe the Doors, or someone who's kind of before our time? That's kind of legendary.
Isn't it just a different way of seeing a movie? I mean, I would think that they wouldn't charge, $50. I mean, look, if I'm going to spend $80 on a Kiss ticket, I want to see the real guys. Yeah. But if I can go to some hologram show, I really should only have to spend $25. Am I right? I mean, it should be cheaper.
I'd pay a good hundy to go see Mozart, wouldn't you? Maybe Mozart and Beethoven up there rocking the hologram.
Yeah, you see, that's impossible. But no, I want to see real performers. I just think it's another way for people to make money off of the dead, and I don't like it. I think it's just cheapens the whole thing, the whole legacy. You have what you have. You lived in your time. There it was, and then you move on. Because somewhere there's some bastard making a bunch of money off of someone else.
Well, they're already making money off of the Beatles in Vegas, and they've got an Elvis Cirque du Soleil show. I mean, what if they just add that effect to a show in Vegas? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've already got people flying around in the air to Beatles songs. Why not just throw John and George in there too?
The closest I've seen to something like that is they had Elvis in concert on the big screen one time. This is the closest. They had him from a previous concert back in the 70s, and then they had a live band playing with him. They'd remastered all of his vocals from the concert, but that was the closest they could get to having him live. And from what I heard, it was completely sold out. So if they can recreate Elvis up there walking around on an actual stage with the band members, bobbing their head to Elvis, it's going to be done. It will happen. And you're right, John. Somebody's going to make a lot of money off this.
In 6 months, I guarantee you Vegas is going to have them all over the place.
You know it, man. Come see Elvis again. Come see Marilyn again. Come see Frank Sinatra again. I mean, please. It's going to be all over the place.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Can I do this, please? Just a second.
Oh, look at that.
Hey.
The unveiling. Did you shine it? It looks shiny.
No. It's just it's the godlight.
Last time I saw that thing, it was a little tarnished and had clippings from about 30 years ago on the back of it.
Still is like that. But I wanted to unveil this so that just for this line here, because I'm tired of this hologram nonsense. There's only one that I want to see.
Who's that?
I want to see a holographic image of that guy taking a dump in your bathroom.
I can relive it every day. And I did see a post on Facebook that someone requested to bring back the gong, John. So you've made their day, man. So congratulations.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
And it sounds really good.
Thank you. It's with us. It is with us.
That's good.
I can be a little odd sometimes. Let's put it this way, not odd, indecisive. I'm incredibly indecisive, right? I mean, I go back and forth. Rarely do I select something or make a purchase and I feel really good about it, because I always feel like I did the wrong thing or there was something better, and I have trouble with all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
In fact, once I bought a dog and I returned it. I don't know if anybody else has ever done that. You go see the litter of puppies, you're there, you pick one, you go home. I'm looking at it for a few days. I call the breeder and I say, can I bring this dog back? Wasn't anything wrong with the dog. It was just the coloring. Dog was cool. Then I got a replacement dog that I loved. But, that wasn't a replacement dog. It was a new dog from that same litter. But it had a couple of defects, and it ended up dying. I mean, I had to take it to A&M and donate the dog when it was one in an attempt to save his life, and he didn't live.
You got some bad doggy karma going on there.
Yeah, it was probably better with my original choice. But I bring this up because we're changing my daughter's name, my 6-year-old daughter. She'll be 7 in September.
What's wrong with Charlie?
Well, her name is not really Charlie.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Charles, because I named her after my father.
Right.
And she wants to just be known as Charlie.
Okay.
But at the time, Charlie's one of these names that you got to have the right kind of person to wear that kind of name.
Yeah.
And she's a perfect Charlie. But she wanted to be, Charlie. So it wasn't always being called Emma and then having to say, no, my name is Charlie and go through all that stuff.
Right.
And we've been talking about this for a while, right? So we're changing her name.
Wow.
And which is kind of wild to have a kid.
So wait a second. Her God-given name is Charles.
Yes.
What's the first name? Charles?
Emma.
All
Emma
right, so
Charles.
Emma Charles.
Yeah, and so she's Emma, but she wants to be Charlie. So that's we're changing her name. So we go down to the courthouse yesterday. $232, by the way, for filing fee to change a name. And then we had to go to another office, and then you have to go and set up a court date.
Yeah, sure. Because you got to go and explain yourself, right?
Yeah, and so but it's just wild dealing with county government. Because, once again, anytime you go to the courthouse, everybody's power tripping. And all we did was just try to find out what we needed to know on the internet. So we go down there and, first thing is, okay, where are your copies? Copies? Nobody said we had to make copies of this paperwork. It wasn't on the website. Well, you need copies. We can make copies, $1 a page.
Nice.
Where's the birth certificate? Well, no one said you needed a birth certificate. Well, we can't do anything without a birth certificate. Like, well, none of that crap's up on the county website. When you're trying to figure out what you need to take downtown, but everybody's power tripping.
Well, the FAQ on the county sites are not the best in the world. I mean, for anything, no matter what you got to do, pay your taxes or change your name or whatever.
It's anytime you have to integrate or deal with government. Doesn't it drive you crazy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the metronome slows down incredibly when you deal with all this stuff because there's nobody in there there's no efficiency expert anywhere.
So did you get the name? Did you get the name change? Is it done? Or are you still going through the process?
Because we didn't have the birth certificate, so my wife has to go back down there today. But after, I'm thinking about scrapping this whole thing. I'm thinking, look. You shouldn't be able to pick your own name. It's like I tell people all the time. You earn a nickname. You don't give yourself a nickname.
Oh, yeah.
You have to earn that from people, and it's not always something that's flattering.
Oh,
Do you think she should have kept Charlie, or do you think you were okay? You were supportive with the change?
Well, I kind of go with what my wife wants. I just think it's kind of a bit indulgent. But after all this crap with Meta World Peace. And, Meta World Suspended, I thought that I'd change her name to, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Because she'd be pretty popular. It's like, oh, my God. It's, oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's all the time. Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah,
oh,
but
my God.
When she's older, though, and she says, oh, my God, with her husband, he's going to say, well, why are you saying your name right now in the middle of this, So
yeah, I know. Well, that's the whole thing. People always said, I'm so good when I have sex, I scream out my own name. That's it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So anyhow, she's gonna get her name changed. And it's easier now at 6 than at 46. But still...
If Billy Ray Cyrus did it for Miley, I mean, why can't you do it for Charlie? That's fine.
Well, then she just becomes, Charlie and not Charles. So
then all you have to do now is grow your mullet back, and you'll be right in there with Billy Ray. So.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Lloyd. See, I was looking for something far more heady from you, like, gee, are you really going to break up the combination between Emma and Charles? Those would be the Darwins, by the way. Charles and Emma Darwin. Instead of going Darwin, you go Cyrus. That says a lot about you, Lloyd.
Did you say Darwin or Darlings, as in the Andy Griffith Show?
No, I said Darwin.
Oh, okay.
I figured you wouldn't know Darwin since you're still sitting on your tail.
That's right.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about John Edwards, because he's in deep shit.
Whew, man. You know what? I don't think I can recall any politician, maybe with the exception of Nixon, that fell from grace as hard as he has. And Nixon didn't even go down as hard as John Edwards if he gets the time. Because Nixon got a pardon.
The first time I saw that guy, I just, with a lot of politicians, I feel like you can just look at them right in the face and tell that they're dishonest. And I always felt that way about John Edwards. I just, it was just the vibe he gave off, man. Whether it was his shifty little lawyer eyes, that he's got, he's a scumbag attorney. I just always thought he was a dishonest guy. Sure enough, the guy sleeps with another woman while his wife is battling cancer.
Yeah, that's some bad karma there.
He needed to be soothed, man. He needed to, that's a tough thing to deal with. I mean, cut the guy some slack.
Really is. He should get to dip his dick in whatever he wants to.
He is not a narcissistic asshole, okay? He was just a man in need.
Well, he'll never be a guest on this show then.
So he's really not getting strung up for that, right? I mean, he's, of course, socially he will, but he has. But what he's getting strung up for is diverting about $1 million
to cover it up
in his campaign funds to cover the whole thing up with this Riley Hunter, who's not even that hot. Yeah, it's like, look, if you're going to cheat on your wife, at least do a major upgrade. At least for your fellow men to look at.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. See,
when you're getting stood up in front of everybody, at least your fellow men should be able to go,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know your wife was dying of cancer, but I mean, look at that. I mean, you got to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
She has to be that
small-haired skank. I mean, come on.
Do you realize how close this guy came to being our vice president?
The whole time that you're running for president, forget about the John Kerry time. I mean, when you're running for president, all this stuff is there. Why do you run for president? Unless you're a narcissistic asshole.
It's like the Godfather's guy, right? John, he's the Godfather's guy who slept with 100 million women. I mean, something's going to happen to you. What are you doing running for president?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense unless you just, you have these visions of grandeur for yourself and you just forget about all this crap. So he got bitten, but it's not his fault. I want you to know that. He did nothing illegal, and it's all the assistant's fault. The guy that first, claimed the paternity for the kid. The guy that later on ratted out on John Edwards.
Yeah.
That guy's a piece of work, too. He all over the place.
Well,
he all over that place, that young man.
You got to hand it to the National Enquirer because they really busted out the whole case. I mean, they started talking about it, and he comes, in, and I think this was back in 2007. He says, completely ridiculous. Not true. Not true. And then even his girlfriend, the girl with the baby, says, yeah, it's somebody else's kid. But the Enquirer says, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they dig the whole thing up. When you got two people who are in cahoots, the only two people who are involved in the whole thing, typically one of the other is the one blowing the lid, right? One of the two is the one that is the dissident in the whole thing. And so these guys are in agreement. They're like, hey, we're going to cover the whole thing up. But you got this newspaper that doesn't have a whole lot of credibility at all anyway. And they're the ones that crack the whole story wide open. What are you doing leaving the Beverly Hilton Hotel at 2:30 in the morning, John Edwards? You're in Hollywood, man. Do you not think that TMZ is crawling outside of the Beverly Hilton at 2:30 in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to leave after visiting her and your daughter? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
okay,
well, here's the deal.
Okay, so he's an idiot. It's not his fault. It's that Andrew Young guy's fault he's an idiot.
That's right.
That's the reason why. I mean, it's not the Andrew Young guy went and he got the money. He got the money. He diverted the funds. John Edwards did nothing wrong. Nothing.
And Andrew Young, boy, he's a company man, isn't he? He was ready to take that fall.
But I mean, John Edwards he's okay, immoral. But what he did was not illegal.
Look, you got to cover up.
And how wild is that? That his daughter's around him. She's an attorney now. That whole thing is just so. I mean, I would just go to prison just to get away from everyone.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose his law license. But I'd do it just so I didn't have to face anybody anymore.
The entire time his wife is dying of cancer. And then he has this to say on the news the other day. They finally get him on camera, and the first time he's even spoken to anybody in a while, and he says, "I finally have my day in court." Spoken like a true attorney.
Well, the thing about it is, it's always that one bad guy that gives other lawyers a bad name. I mean, look how many great lawyers there are out there, and then there's poor little John that's bringing them all down, man, making them look
I've
bad.
got one hand. How many? Oh, great lawyers? Wait a minute. They are of an ilk, my friend. They are of an ilk.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Oh,
And now,
my
of
God.
course, Drew thinks to himself, the first time ever I saw his face.
Well, let me ask you, Mr. Fortune Teller there, what do you think he'll get? You think he'll get the full brunt of the 30 years, or he'll get out, or walk with probation? What do you guys think? You think he'll get out of this? It seems like they're going to put him in behind bars for a little while.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get out of this, but I don't think, look, we're dealing with judges and attorneys here. We're not dealing with the public.
Yeah.
He'll plea bargain down to something.
Yeah.
But, so I don't think they'll throw the book at him. Although I think they should. Because I think the guy is, when you cheat on your wife while she's dying of cancer, you go to hell for that, man. I think.
Well, now you're back to now it's moral Drew again.
See, the moral brothers kick in. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
That's just, look, man, this whole thing about karma is you get back what you give, and he's getting every bit of it right now. I mean, you couldn't ask for a truer case to define if karma exists, because there it is right there for you in black and white.
Well, in that case, he should skate then.
He
Should
might.
absolutely skate.
Yeah.
Now, you try it sometime. You try it when your wife is dying from cancer. You try it when you're a man with needs and stuff like that, man. You try it.
Don't come back
You
and haunt
hang
you.
in there as much as you can, but I know you, man. You'd be,
You know
be
what,
down
man?
at the Buddha Club or something, I know you, baby.
Unload the gun. You know what I'm saying? Unload the gun before you leave the house. Go into the bathroom, whatever you got to do, get away from your daughter, go and jerk it off, and before you leave the house.
I can't because I still smell the guy from the garage sale. It's not sexy.
Wow, I was waiting for a gong after that one. Good Lord.
Oh, well, if you want one.
Please, I mean, may we have one?
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Jennifer Hudson's family was murdered a few years ago. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember the story, sure.
And now she was the first witness in the trial of the guy who was accused of killing her mom and her brother. That's happening this week, too.
And what's the latest? I mean, did she break down on the stand, or is she pretty strong about this, trying to bring the people to justice, or what?
Well, really, I think they're focusing on the evidence with this guy. She just went in and basically established herself as, the surviving, sibling. And so I think they're really kind of focusing on that. But interesting, that girl, sort of rose to fame while that was all happening.
Yeah.
And, you got to wonder if that Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whatever she's on is the reason that she got so thin, or if it's just the stress of having to go through this kind of thing.
Are you claiming eating disorder?
No, I'm just saying that I've been there. I've lost a parent in a weird way, and that's tough on you.
Yeah.
So I think she's you just gotta. I don't think that I would have been able. I didn't handle it very well in the private sector, much less having cameras and then having to hawk some weight loss thing. Throughout the entire thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just it's ridiculous. I think people should talk about that girl's health, and I think people should. I don't know. If she's handling it a whole hell of a lot better than I would. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if that's a good way to lose weight, I got to engineer something then. Because whatever I'm doing is not working. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to conspire with, oh my God,
She'll tell you.
to bring somebody down around here in a tragic way so I can drop a few pounds. That's right. It's kind of a John Edwards weight loss program.
We're the cellulite killers. Call us today. You tell us which family members to kill off, and we'll make sure you lose 100 pounds in 12 months.
Funny you bring that up because I saw this story about a guy who just got busted on Monday, which was his birthday there in Vegas, because he had paid an undercover cop to kill his wife as a birthday present on Monday. Did you guys see this story at all?
No.
So
Wait.
anyway, he started the
Whose
process.
birthday present was it?
It was for him. He was giving himself a birthday present
Okay,
to kill
all right,
his
that's what I
wife.
thought.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he paid off the first $1,000, gave him the diagram of the house and everything, and then he came back on the second time to give him the extra $2,000 to make it happen by his birthday, and that's when they popped him. So that goes under the stupid criminal story for today.
What?
I'm just thinking about, when you think about giving yourself a gift, I mean, it's kind of like, you know what I'd really like?
I'd like that
Why do you have
bitch
to
to
kill
be
people?
dead.
I could never understand that. Why do you have to kill him? It's like here, the Mike Yucknitz guy
Yeah.
who paid money to have his wife killed, and it didn't happen. But I'm thinking, can't you just? It's because people want to hang on to what they have instead of just walking, because they're worried about what they're going to have to part with materially, instead of just saying, I mean, why do you need to knock them off unless there's a nice insurance payoff?
Well, that could have been it, but maybe that's what his birthday present was going to be. He didn't care about losing his wife. He just wanted the money, maybe. I don't know if there was any insurance thing brought into this story. It was just the irony of he even admitted that he was giving himself a birthday present by offing his wife. So,
Hey, look, I'm not saying that I condone that kind of stuff, but I understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's okay. I just am saying that I can understand why you would want to pay somebody to off your wife. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
now,
okay.
what's going on with you and Julie, man? Is it already issues there? Is the baby causing a little stress in the life there?
No. Listen, I love my wife. I love you, honey. I love you.
Wives and parents and children are not allowed to ever watch this show, right?
No, seriously, I'm happily married, but I can see why
You could be
would
driven to that?
You would be nagged and driven and nagged.
Man,
And nagged and driven to that point.
I don't think I've ever been that close, or that
I think
far.
you need some more kids.
I do too.
I think you need to really live the life.
Yeah.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
I think we should give a round of applause, Beaver clap to Gideon Sunback, inventor of the zipper. His birthday is today.
That's kind of a beaver clap I'm thinking of
Yeah.
there. Kind of a flat.
More like
thingy.
a duckbill platypus there, Lyle.
Gideon.
Yeah, I just don't. I just think that when you think about it, buttons and zippers and all, doesn't all this stuff seem very archaic, very antiquated?
I don't know.
Why is it still?
Where are the Reeboks that lace themselves like in? I actually think they made them this year. But you're right. The buttons and zippers. Why haven't we moved on from that?
Yeah, and especially the button, because nobody sews. I mean, there's no good permanence there. It's a pain.
You guys ever had a Velcro fly? They don't work too well. Like in your swim trunks, they usually all start puckering up. And I'm a button fly guy myself, man. I'm not a Velcro or zipper guy. I like the button fly still. I'm old school.
Velcro. Yeah, Velcro.
I'm not a
It's,
Velcro fly guy myself.
It's an imperfect technology, isn't it?
Yeah, but you get to have that nice sound when you erupt.
Your woman knows you're about to get it on.
Yeah, it's like you can hear the beginnings of the avalanche or something. I mean, it's just like, whoa, you hear the rumblings.
Cracking right on out of the Velcro.
I can't do a good Velcro sound, but yeah, I mean, there's some drama there. And there's drama there with a zipper too, but
Why not? How much money do you think that guy's was worth when he died?
Probably nothing. You're not really worth anything. You know, when you're a guy like that, it's like what? How rich was Thomas Edison when he died? He was one of the world's greatest inventors. Wow. You can go to Google.com though and check it out. They've got a really cool. You know, Google does those logos every time something special happens or whatever, and they got a nice one today for the zipper.
Hey, Steve Jobs died a wealthy man. He was an innovator. You know, I'd have to throw an apple in there.
Dude, you always seem to stick Apple in, no matter what the hell we're talking about.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, Lloyd. I'm fucking with you. I'm with you on the Apple stuff. I like the iPhone. I like the iPad. I'm with you.
I do,
I just don't. We need more sponsors because I don't have the $10,000 it costs to get a laptop from those guys.
No, tell me about it, man. We've given them enough free advertising. They should drop a few iPads for the show for us to use.
You know, man. I could go back to school for the amount of money that it costs to get an iPad. They're too expensive.
They are too expensive, but they're going to be worth they're going to be $1 trillion company here one day. I mean, they're pushing it.
Because they're selling $3,000 laptops.
Hey man, I'm just sad I didn't buy stock 10 years ago when I really believed in them. So that was my mistake.
$5,000.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Lloyd, you just want to talk Apple. You just talk Apple.
I'm good. No, we can move on.
I think you need to start, Apple Kool-Aid. I think you need to start your own show. The reason he's your Apple devices.
Yeah.
The reason he's pissed off about the guy taking a dump in the bathroom is because it's all white in there. It's all Apple-y. Everything looks like it's an Apple store. When he likes to look at his iPad when he's taking a dump. He got pissed off that the guy went in there and committed a hate crime in his.
He did. He went in there
in his personal Apple store.
Yeah,
that'd be in your personal Apple store. I think that's great. I think you ought to. The whole house ought to be decorated like an Apple store.
Yeah.
I'm developing a fecal phobia now.
Well, we know what the title of today's show is going to be, obviously.
I'm not scared of crap. I'm just scared of you guys talking crap. See, that's the problem.
So listen, we got some good news. We've got Twitter up. We've got we've got a new website. We've got beaverkoolaid.com. We've got a Facebook page.
I'm thinking about changing the show's name.
This is where I sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I am, I'm just thinking about it. I need to. It sits there. I had one the other day, and I forgot what it was. Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh my God!
Surprisingly, my wife likes Beaver Kool-Aid. She thought that was a good name.
Everybody I talked to at first hated it. Now they're like, well, what are you guys doing today on Beaver Kool-Aid? I was like, yeah, there you go. You're picking it up. Before long, they'll start calling it. So what's on the Beaver today? Or the Kool-Aid? I don't know.
My wife likes Beaver Kool-Aid, but that's for now. She's as bad as I am. Wait a couple of days, we'll be talking about a new show name.
She'll be wanting to take it back and get a new Beaver. That's what'll happen, man, because this one's got the wrong color on it.
So don't be surprised when I start to try to hijack the show with a new name.
Possum Kool-Aid.
I want to do.
Yeah.
So it could happen at any time.
Well, by golly, I hope your web design skills are pretty good then.
I think if it's going to be, Dirty Chonis, I think was what something like that.
Can't even spell that. I don't even know how to spell that.
I will go to your party and I will tear it up.
Really? Beaver Kool-Aid.
Make it like a man. Get it hard.
With Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew. So go ahead, stick your head up your ass.